Battlefield 6 Season 1 kicked off on October 28th, nearly 3 months ago at this point, following shortly after the launch of the game. In that time, we've seen 3 seasonal updates, and we were eagerly awaiting the next portion of what's to come for the post-launch content and support with Battlefield 6. That date of the season initially set to expire on the 20th upcoming, but that date that we're fast approaching, players had been wondering, well, what's Season 2 gonna hold? If it did indeed come on that date, we should be ready to anticipate some details regarding the new season, given we're now less than a week out. Well, yesterday we did get some news in regards to Battlefield 6, just unfortunately not what a lot of people were probably hoping for when it comes to Season 2 details. Today we're running down what you need to know. Not the first to discuss it, my apologies, happens when running multi-game content here on the channel, and 2 things happen at the same time, but still wanted to fill you guys in and keep you in the loop while perhaps providing some of my own thoughts on the matter. But drop your thoughts as we go along, drop a like if you guys enjoy the video, and make sure to subscribe for more Battlefield 6 and other FPS coverage I'd love to have in the community. But for now, let's get into it. So in a blog post and over on their Discord, now also posted from the official Battlefield channels, linking to that blog post, we ended up seeing an article entitled Battlefield 6 and RedSec Season 1 January Update. This goes on to say, thank you to the Battlefield community for your feedback and support since the launch of Battlefield 6 and our all-new free-to-play destination built on Battlefield's iconic DNA, RedSec. Last year, our franchise received an unprecedented amount of support. Millions of players returned to Battlefield or joined us for the first time during the most successful launch in Battlefield history. That launch included a commitment to providing monthly content-rich updates for our players after delivering a packed Season 1 in 2025, including the surprise launch of RedSec, a battle on the home front with California Resistance, the year-ending festive winter offensive, as well as deploying several patches. We head into the new year excited about what's next. During our ongoing development, we've continued to review community feedback and, in order to keep our promise, determined that our best path forward is to extend Season 1 and give ourselves some extra time to further polish and refine Season 2. Season 1 will be extended past its in-game end date of January 20th, and we will launch Season 2 on February 17th. The Season 1 extension update to Battlefield 6 and RedSec will be released on January 20th, which will include new weekly challenges, a bonus path, and continuation of the Season 1 Battle Pass until the start of Season 2. We are also reinforcing Battlefield Labs as the public preview for future game updates in the late stages of development. Both the Season 1 extension and the use of Battlefield Labs will set the foundation for new and exciting content throughout our live seasons, including what will come in Season 2. We look forward to sharing more details about Season 2 in February and the greater 2026 roadmap for Battlefield 6 and RedSec in the near future. So that in and of itself, the sort of big messaging. Obviously, Season 1 is now extended, pushing the Season 2 date back even further by just about a month from the previous launch date, but from now, we still have over a month to wait for new substantial content when it comes to Battlefield 6. Now, along with that, though, they did give us a little bit of a teaser of what's to come with Season 2. I'm not going to pretend to say that there's a lot here out of this. It is just a gas-masked figure showing up out of a green gas with some helicopter sounds in the distance. I would imagine this is more so focused on the multiplayer and main content side of things here, and it's not a teaser directly for RedSec. I think that especially as of right now, as we'll touch on in a second, one of the big focuses needs to be the main game, and I fully think that EA is probably cognizant of that, but we got a 7-second teaser to last us the next couple of weeks here until we learn a bit more officially about it, but yeah, that was also thrown in the mix. Now, they did detail a little bit about what's upcoming with this January 20th update, saying that we should expect update notes about the exact fixes and stability improvements from the community team, but based off of what was detailed, it doesn't really look like we're going to be getting anything in terms of content actually on the 20th. Instead, perhaps just some bug fixes, some balancing perhaps, but more so quality of life adjustments rather than functional content, or I mean, realistically, when we talk about what's left for the season, not a whole ton of worthwhile content in the sense of like weapons, vehicles, maps, all that kind of stuff. But they did say that we will see the Frostfire bonus path on the 27th. So in about 2 weeks' time at this point, you'll have on the 27th the availability to unlock new customization rewards, including weapon packages and soldier skins, as well as XP boosts, by advancing through the tiers of the Frostfire bonus path. Again, this being one of those things that we've seen already a couple of times in Season 1, in addition to that overall battle pass that is still going to be available for you. And as with those other mentions of these sort of bonus paths, they'll be completed concurrently. So when you end up earning progress towards that Frostfire bonus path, you're also going to be earning progress towards your overall Season 1 battle pass as well. But the difference this time around is that it's all going to be done through weekly challenges that you can end up earning those path points to unlock each tier. Previously, we ended up seeing some of those tied to weekly challenges, some and mostly tied to the event conditions, like the Winter Offensive LTM. That was something that you had to play that to gain progress toward that event path. But it's mentioned for each weekly challenge, the amount of points earned varies by the challenge. So not every single one will guarantee you the same amount of points, but you can end up working through them with that. that. They did say later on in the update we'll be celebrating Valentine's Day, introducing also additional sets of daily login rewards and several double XP weekends from now until the Season 2 update, but that's about it. That's about all we have here for Season 1 and this extension, and while we wait quite a bit longer when it comes to Season 2 now at this point compared to what would have been next week. So from a fan perspective, yeah, it's pretty disappointing to hear this, considering the state of where everything has been for Battlefield. We've talked about recently, actually, that we haven't really seen a substantial update probably since November 18th in that California Resistance update. The Winter Offensive update on December 9th, yeah, added the ice pick, added a limited time mode and a map variation here, but grand scheme of things, that was the smallest of the 3 seasonal updates, and it was supposed to last us the longest amount out of that between these content updates and the cadence there with it. So now extending this a little further, offering only a few additional tiers and some cosmetics here at that, it's not something that I think really helps the case in terms of trying to revitalize Battlefield 6 from its massive launch numbers. So this is a really big gamble, frankly. With the talk of the dropping player counts, the player retention the last month or so, mixed with a lack of fixes and updates players were hoping to see, Season 2 becomes that much more of a stressing point, something that has to deliver in regards to gameplay fixes, quality updates, and the content itself. I think it's a safe assumption that everyone's aware of that, and logically speaking, this type of delay doesn't usually happen unless it's for a reason. My guess is to make sure things are in tip-top shape, or so I'd hope so, but I guess time will tell. It might be a bit more of like hope than anything else, but I would really be cool if like this delay is something that buys them a little more time to make sure an additional map or two are finished to launch with Season 2, like pulling something from the pipeline from Season 3 or 4, maybe even further planned beyond, that they pull that up and then they end up having the ability to give us 3, maybe 4 maps a season going into Season 2 and beyond here at this point, because I do think that that was one of the big things. When they mentioned that it was a packed Season 1 of content, I don't really agree with that. I would say that the first 2 updates sure were decent, but I think they could have been expanded upon and improved upon. But the third of the 3 seasonal updates was definitely something that was a massive miss in my opinion, and overall was kind of a huge mark on the quantity of what we saw with Season 1, not necessarily even just the quality, because obviously you could argue that Blackwell Fields was not a good map. You could argue that Eastwood was fun, but didn't quite really add to the core Battlefield experience in the gameplay. It was still something that was a more mid-sized map rather than the classic Battlefield scale. So there's a lot of stuff you could say with it, but I mean, it's a gamble pushing Season 2 back here with this. I unfortunately am not very excited for what we see in these sort of to pass the time updates upcoming. I don't think that I'm really going to participate too much with the bonus paths here at that, but I mean, I'll check it out for sure, but it's just one of those things that I'm ready for the time machine. Jump us ahead a month or so we can get that new Season 2 content, and fingers crossed it's worth that wait. But again, we won't know until that time comes, but wanted to fill you guys in here on the news with Battlefield 6. We haven't been touching too much on Battlefield 6 lately because, well, there hasn't been much to really talk about since early December in relation to what's new, what's upcoming, until now. So let me know your thoughts down below. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed the video, you found it at all insightful. And do me a favor, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all things Battlefield 6 and even more FPS content I'd love to have in the community. For now, thanks so much for watching. Mine has been Espresso. I'll see you later. Take care, and peace.